Hey, what's up guys, this is Blade, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do the Maxis side of the buried Easter egg. Now, as soon as you start up the game, you're going to want to go straight down the chute, and you're not going to want to kill any zombies unless completely necessary, because you're going to want to stay on round 1 for as long as possible. You don't want to progress through the rounds because it's going to be harder to fight zombies while trying to do the Easter egg at the same time. As soon as you go down there, you're going to want to head straight to the bank and open that up. You're going to want to take out as much money as you can. It's always good to have someone that has a ton of money in the bank because they can give you money, just as you saw right there. And then also, if you have a single last zombie left, you can make him a crawler. You can give Huckleberry or Leroy, whatever you want to call him, candy, and he will go and pick up the crawler as long as the crawler is the last one alive. And the crawler won't die in his hands either, which is really nice, so no one has to watch him. Right, now for the parts for the Gallows, you're going to want to find the antenna, which is in the barn, the light, which is right above the jailhouse, the spool of yarn, or the spool of wire, whatever you want to call it, which is right inside the gunsmith store. You go right inside past the chalk, around the corner, and it's right there in the corner. And then the fourth and last part is in the church. I'm going to want Leroy or Huckleberry to break down the barrier. You're going to want to run straight back, and right behind that is the battery, the last part. Now you're going to want to put all the parts on the Gallows, which is right next to the courthouse. Once you have all those together, Maxis will give you instructions for the next step. Now the next step is destroying the orbs, so you're going to need to build the subsurface resonator. The easiest way to build this is just by putting one part to the subsurface resonator on the table somewhere, and then you give Huckleberry candy near it, and he goes and builds it for you. You can do this with anything, by the way, it's not just the subsurface resonator. And so once you have that built, you're going to want the turbine built as well. And then you and someone else are going to need to find all the orb locations. The first one is right behind the church, right there. So you're going to want to place those down and blow up the orb. Maxis should talk. The next one is right next to the salon or saloon. The third spot is up in the tunnels, right above the saloon as well. And the fourth and final orb is right behind the haunted house, and to get to it you are going to need to go through the haunted house, so I suggest buying Jug, and then also buying Galvin Knuckles, and then emptying any remaining points you have in the bank, because the witch, just like all witches in life, she's going to take your money. So one more thing before you go into the house, you're going to want to have Huckleberry break the fountain right in front of the house right there. And then also, before you go into the house, you are going to want to get all the parts for the obelisk table. Parts for the obelisk table are right behind the barn right there in this little spot right here. You can open a door or have Huckleberry break down a barrier. The radio's right there. The table will be right there. And then the electric box will be on the wall right there. Now when you go through the haunted house, you are going to have 3 people. It was only me and Kyle right here because we had already had the obelisk table built, but you are going to want 1 person watching the zombie and then the other 3 people going through here. First, before you go into the teleporter, you're going to want to break that last orb, which is right there besides the house. Then you're going to want to break the fountain right there. And once it's broken, it'll open a teleporter to get back to the spawn. Once you're back in spawn, you're going to want to go right over to the obelisk table. We already had it built, but you're going to want to build it right there, and the meteor will already be up there. You are also going to want to insert the Die Rise nav card into that obelisk table that you just built. You can come back and do that in a later game though, because it's not necessary to do it to get the achievement. Then, once you've destroyed all the orbs, you're going to want to find this floating lantern that is around the map somewhere. And you're going to want to pick it up. Once you've picked it up, it is going to need power, so you're going to want to get candy start a new round, get candy, and the person with the lantern is going to need to stand by Huckleberry. After he's fed candy, he'll go on a kill streak or whatever. He'll go retard ham. He'll start killing all of the zombies, and you want to stand by him, and you hear that little ding. That means that the lantern is gaining power, and once the ding stops, you know it has been fully powered. Once it's fully powered, you're going to want to go on top of the gunsmith store, and you're going to want to insert it into the little lantern marker right there. And after you do that, you're going to get a code that is going to be right above it. You'll see it here in a second. Right there, the little code. And to decipher this code, you're going to need to use the telephone thing. You see the picture in the top left corner I have for you right now? That is how you decipher it. See the first letter, see how it's like an L shape and it's got the little 1 marker? That means that it would be G. And you use that to decipher the rest of the words, and it'll tell you what signs to hit with the Galvin knuckles in order, and the last one you will hit will have this little wisp come out. Now, one thing that is absolutely necessary before you set out the wisps, you're going to need someone to put down a time bomb. And if you don't do that, you're going to screw the whole Easter egg up. So make sure someone has a time bomb to put down before you put out the wisp. So you're going to want to hop down. You're gonna want people to run hordes, because the wisp will die if it's not charged by zombies. So as soon as it goes through the zombies, they'll glow, and you're going to want someone to shoot them as you're going along with the wisp. The wisp needs you and zombies to power it, so you're going to want someone shooting the zombies it went through as you're following it around. And so you're going to want to make sure to stay by the wisp, and it'll go all around the map, and eventually it'll go into the Gallows. Once you've powered it, immediately after you've powered it, you're going to want the person with the time bomb to send you back in time. And if the wisp is powered correctly, you should the Gallows should still be powered, even though you went back in time. So now you're going to want to do it one more time, because there's 2 lights on the Gallows. You're going to want to knife it one more time, and in my opinion, this wisp part is the hardest part of the Easter egg, because it just takes so much time to learn the path, and to because the wisp will keep dying on you if you don't do it correctly, if you don't kill a certain amount of zombies at some point, and it's just the hardest thing about the Easter egg in my opinion. So this is going to take you a couple tries. It took us like 3 hours to finally get both wisps into the Gallows. But once they're both in, both lights should be lighting up like that. And then after that is the bell part, and this part is a little tricky to get down. I'm showing you all the bell locations right here. There's 3 in the courthouse, 3 in the candy shop, and 3 in the barn. Just look at the video part, and that'll show you where all the bell locations are at. I'll aim at all of them. You're going to want 1 person in the barn, 1 person in the candy shop, and 1 person in the courthouse, and then the last person is going to need to go into the house, which was me, and all the 3 others were at their locations. So the person going into the house is going to want to buy Galvin knuckles and then deposit all of their money, because like I said before, witches are bitches and they're going to take your money. So it shouldn't be that hard if you have Jug and Galvin knuckles to kill the witches off. So wait for everyone to get to their locations and make sure they know where their bells are at, and then once they're done with that, once everyone's at their locations, you're going to want to pull the lever. The person in the house is going to pull the lever, and then a light will come on. Left side is candy shop, middle side is barn, and right side is courthouse. You see how they're like in rows, and then the top to bottom is all the bells, the 3 bells that are in the houses. So like right here, I would say barn bottom, courthouse bottom, and then courthouse bottom, courthouse top. This will take you a couple tries too. This was our last attempt, that's why we had it 100%. Candy shop middle, and it would just keep going like that until everyone knew which bells were top, bottom, and middle. Barn middle, or courthouse middle, courthouse top. I can't remember which one is I I know for a fact Candy Shop is left, but I don't know if Barn's middle or if Courthouse is middle, so you guys might have to do trial and error to figure that one out. Once you've done that, Maxis should talk. He didn't talk for us for some reason, but he'll tell you to meet him out by the fountain, or like go out by the fountain. Everyone meet out by the fountain. And once you make a wish in the fountain, you hold X and it says make a wish, these targets will pop up. And what you need to do is everyone needs to get to their locations, which is the jailhouse, the candy shop, the haunted house, and the saloon. You'll see that you need to shoot these targets, and if you guys don't think the wisp is the hardest part, this is definitely the hardest part. Everyone has either 19 or 23 targets to hit, and everyone needs to hit the targets 100%, not missing any of the targets. Once everyone hits the targets, you will get all of your perks and you'll get the achievement. If you do want the little glowing symbol of the Easter egg on the map to be red to signify that you did Maxis' side, you are going to need to insert the Die Rise nav card into the obelisk table, so make sure you do that. Also, for the targets, all you have to do to start up another round of the targets is to make a wish in the well again, and that'll start the music up again, and you can do it as many times as you want. Make sure everyone has them memorized, and then use the PDW because it has a ton of bullets and ammo. Also, if you go down after you do the Easter egg, or if you die, you keep all of your perks. As you see, I was just down right there, and now I'm up. But that wraps up the Easter egg, guys. Thank you for watching so much, and if you found this video useful, please leave a like and subscribe for more zombies. Thanks, guys.